Where, hello everybody. I know I have to force myself to come here and record this video. Wow, it's not easy. Life in America. So this message, I wanted to go to my brothers and sisters back home who, whenever we communicate, they will always say, "Bro, I'm even struggling to looking for ways to leave the country. Country is strong." I just laugh because that was what they did not tell me to before I come to America. And I came here as a minor because I did not bring myself here. My family brought me here. Although my family brought me here, still, it's not like what the America that I thought it was. It's not really. It's like they lied to us, right? We came here to chase the dream, land of the free. Now I'm questioning everything. How is it land of the free when you come here and study the history? You know that these people enslaved your ancestors. They say, oh, it's on the past, but although I can still my guard is always up. You never have that free. It's not like home. At the end of the day, no place will be like home. People said you want to just come here and go back. Hey, you don't even know. Me that I study history a little bit. Our forefathers, our ancestors, they used to jump inside the Atlantic Ocean with their hands and feet tied up just to die rather than come to enslave themselves in another man's land, in a foreign land. So you come here, it's almost like a trap, right? You see people stuck in this loop because the culture here is like a work culture. I've never had a conversation with somebody who is not asking me what am I doing for a living, or what am I studying for school, or what am I working as. It's always about work. It's not about, okay, let's go and go to this occasion, let's go to this party, somebody's getting married here. People don't even invite people to places here. It's a work culture. You come here to just work. And even though we're working, I'll be happy if we can see the money that we're working. Because I've tell you this thing about working here. It's like everything here is so much um very priceful, very expensive. They might not use big terms. Let me just say things here are expensive. In the sense that, yeah, we are working dollars, but we are also spending in dollars. Like example, this house that I'm living in, this is like the cheapest, one of the cheapest place in upstate New York that I'm living in, and I'm paying 665. That's just for rent. Talk about what if I'm somebody who like to shop, who like to wear classy chains or Gucci things, plus the commercials that we're seeing, advertisement up and down. We can end up buying more, and next thing you know, we're just living paycheck to paycheck. So be very careful when you say you just coming here to work, to make money, because the money you give it back to the government. And if you are paying loans, or if you are taking loans, or if you have loans, credit card loans, student loans, whatever, you find yourself that you are not even contributing to anything. You are still under. You are under like this, and you just keep going down. You just keep going down. So many of us are better off just staying back home and making it happen for ourselves, because you already know the environment that you are in. You already know how things work. you know my best advice, I'm telling you guys, people, the population of Africa is estimated to double in the next 10-20 years. So think about it. And Africans, like, we are so young, we are so strong, we are so talented. Like, let's start, like, find a land, go back to the village for whatever land that your ancestors give to you, build, because when the population increase, those land areas will be also, people will relocate. People will start moving from, when the city becomes so expensive to densely populated. People want to start going to other places. No, you have to start doing farming. Let's get into farming, get your hands dirty. That's where money is in land. You want to work for yourself, because when you come here work for somebody else, the thing is that what we have for free, what we are supposed to have for free, even water, we are denied that. That is taken away from us. We have to pay to have basic necessity, like to lay our head down to sleep, or to just pay for, like, things that we are supposed to own, like to wear what we want. No, now you have to dress this way because you have to work. Now you have to always be, you have to say these certain words because you get paid for it. When you sign your life, when you sign a contract for work, it's like you are signing your life away, and it's draining. I'm telling people, here are so sad. They will not tell you, especially our people, our immigrant people, because if I'm feeling this way, I know that most of them are feeling this way. If not, no problem. But this is my experience. Life is about experience, right? You come, you experience. Now you decide to change. So I'm realizing, why is nobody moving forward? Why is nobody changing? Let me give my example for my parents, for example. All of them have some type of credit card loans or whatever that they have taken. So they find themselves stuck in a loop that they can't even pay for these things, or they find themselves in a place where, okay, we are renting this house. How are we going to move out of it? Because they have already buy so much stuff in the house, flop the house with things. Sometimes they have drums that are going to Africa for no reason. That's just paying a lot of money. And it's hard for them to move because they don't know how to really manage to move or relocate. Or maybe they don't want to, but they just keep finding themselves like, wow, I'm like so many people here, things are not going well, but they cannot move on. I don't know why. But fine, me, I've decided that I will move on. That's why I'm on this journey to reach out to you guys wherever you are. Maybe you're in abroad, you can relate with me if you're in abroad. Maybe you are back home and you're struggling, you want to move because things are not well there. Let me tell you, I'll repeat this 1 million times. The grass is not greener in America. If you are struggling in Africa, you will struggle more here. But if you are somebody who is successful in Africa, probably you have built your own business and you are actually making money and you want to maybe expand it here, obviously you come here and expand because you have that mindset, then that you know what, you can succeed there, you can succeed here. But if you're coming there here with that struggling mentality and you think that you will make it here, ooh, 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 ooh. If you think that you can beat the system here that was built off of enslaving your own people, ah, this is why this is called modern slavery. Modern slavery. There's a story, not even a story, just history. When you read history, um our people, after slavery was finally abolished, so what happens was, like, we work in plantation, our forefathers, not us, our forefathers, when they were free, they work in plantation. So the plantation owners, they say, you know what, since um and by the way, when slavery was over, they divided land, but it's not with our people, right? So now you know what is happening. Even when we came here to work as slavery, our forefathers, we work in land. So that's why I say having your own property is very important, especially now that money is like, you don't even know, money can just is money for me is just paper. Like, I want to see value, I want to see like real estate, I want to see my money physically. That's what I'll be comfortable with, because now you don't even know, with all the crypto, this and that going on. So back to the story, right? When our forefathers work on plantation, what happened was, after slavery was abolished, the slave owner says that, okay, now we'll be paying you, because now will not be slavery. Because during slavery, what happened is, they didn't pay us, they didn't pay our forefathers, right? They will give them probably one pair of pants or one top, and whatever they used to give them, maybe every month or every whatever they used to give them. But now they say, okay, now we'll start paying you guys. But since they start paying them, they don't used to give them what they used to give them again for free. So now they have to buy. So let's say if they have to buy their slippers, right? Let's say if these slippers, because the plantation is really big that they work in, they still have to work every day, because now they have a job and they are getting paid. Let's say they get paid minimum wage. Let's just say the minimum wage in New York is $15. During that time, they will say they'll pay them this minimum wage of $15, right? That's an example. And this pair of slippers, again, let's say in the market outside, because the plantation is big, they sell it for $2. But because the plantation owners are smart, they will say that they will make their own price of that slippers, because in order for our forefathers to go outside, it will be maybe like a 2 mile walk. It will be far away. They say, you know what, we'll just save you guys the walk. We'll be selling your slippers here and your pants and your clothes here. So these slippers that used to cost $2 outside, they will say this slippers is going for $5. So they are making up the prices. So how will our forefathers know? Because they haven't gone outside to check. Not that they are forcing them, but it's like it's more convenient to just buy here because the slave masters, the slave owners have already brought it. Is inside here. So you can actually tell that um now they have to pay $5 instead of the market value, the fair value that's going in outside, which is $2. So they're already at a loss because of lack of knowledge, the information that they don't get. So, and then just imagine now they have to pay for clothes and shoes and what they have to eat. So you can imagine that at the end of the day, that $15 minimum wage they are making, maybe they are making $15 a day, it ends up they are keeping almost nothing. This translates to what is happening today. That's what I see, right? These companies will flash us with, oh, we are offering this package. Some people will say you have to work full time before they give you insurance. And then you start thinking, oh, why do I need insurance? Oh, insurance is gonna help me do this because you're always sick. You go to the hospital because you eat like shit, or maybe you are just a person who is sick all the time. And maybe you just not comfortable working 40 hours. You want a good work-life balance. You want to work 20 hours a week or 25, or maybe yeah, just 20, but you cannot because now you have to work 40 in order to gain that insurance. Some companies will offer 401k for retirement saving because they believe that you don't know how to save, so they will save money for you for retirement. Okay, that's fine, but why are also give good match, but they will say you have to be 60 years old before you can take that retirement. Like, why? For me, it makes no sense because nobody's guaranteed to live until that long. I understand, yes, but for me, these are matters that you should take under your own hand. You should take your health insurance under your own hand. Then they will give life insurance, or if you die, they will give this money to this other person. For me, that case, I don't care if I die here. You can even just burn me to ashes. I'm dead. The life is over. My soul has gone to heaven. It's over. There's another life that I'll expect after this. Whatever that is, it will await me. Yeah, I don't care. People say, oh no, but they have to give life insurance maybe for your parents or your children. For me, like that's why we should create something that our children will grow up and actually we should grow up and teach our children, or maybe we should create something that our children can inherit. Because if we're working for a company, that means we are relying on that company to actually give us, like after we die, like life insurance, to give us money for our generation. It's not fair now. It's not fair. For me, all these things is BS. And you realize that after working every day, because what lately I just decided that I don't want to work full time and I will never work full time in my life. Work life balance. There are 7 days a week, 7 days, and we are contributing 5 of those days to work. Or maybe let's say we're working 40 hours. For me, it's too much. I want to work a maximum 4 days, and it's not more than 40 hours, right? Maybe 30 hours, 35 hours max. And then I have to keep those 3 days for myself. And what I've realized is that because I have this mindset now of creating additional sources of income, I'm able to use more time to think when money comes in. The fact that I'm paying myself first, I'm not thinking, okay, I'm not actually blaming the government, I'm not actually blaming my work. I can now have capital. What can I do? I realize that everything is buying and selling. Now I've been looking into buying online or maybe buying in person, buying something cheap and selling it for a profit. That margin that I'm looking for. Everybody can buy and sell, right? Sometimes you can even pick something from the street, you decide to sell it, and you make profit just like that, right? So it's not really like you have to spend, as long as you know what you are doing, as long as you keep your cost low. That's why I said the fastest way to escape poverty, not even poverty is a mindset, the fastest way to make more money is to cut down on your expenses. cut down on your expenses. If you are living on very small budget, then money that you make, you actually save more, which is so important. Cut your expenses first thing. Second thing, you can start, okay, now when you cut your expenses, I realize that I don't even need to work 40 hours a week. This is good enough for me. um 30 hours is good enough for me, and I have more days to spend for myself, and I can pay my bills, and I can also pay my loans, and now I can also focus on more additional sources of income. Now I can see that, okay, when we focus on additional sources of income, after some time this additional source of income can grow in a way that I don't even need to rely on my work. And after some time, I don't even, that additional source of income is actually paying my living expenses, like my rent. And just like that, the more you do it, the more you grow, and then the more you see progress, you experience, and you move on. Life is amazing now. So wherever you are, Africa, wherever you are, if you're watching this, the grass is not greener abroad. I don't care. Some people will say it's different for everybody. You still want to come here. I will advise you, don't come abroad so disconnected with things are not meant for you to succeed. Maybe you don't understand, but take it from a brother, okay? The system, I always say the system, they call it the system. When you search up, oh, what business can I do? You sell food? Yeah, there's always a lot of regulations to do business. Some people here can't even grow their own food. Like, you can't even grow your own chicken, and price of um eggs are so expensive, and they don't allow you to. Some places will not allow you to grow your own food. It's crazy. Some places they will not allow you to sell your own food, right? I think lately I was looking at starting up my own business, a little bit of, just, there's something called cottage laws, this and that. Back home people can just make their own, but yeah, it's like you have to go through things. And here in this state that I'm living in, they say I have to own a kitchen separate from my normal kitchen. I'm like, if I had two kitchen, that means I'm rich enough. Why would I even be doing this? Why would I be selling food? I'm good. The reason why I'm want to sell food is because I need money before the business grows, before I can make more other kitchen. So it's like there's a lot of regulations that it doesn't benefit you to succeed, but people don't get it. People that you have seen that have come abroad, um, they don't tell you how hard it is. If you have made it to the end of the video, let me tell you something. These people are struggling. I've seen people that I know here that are of Cameroonian, Nigerians, whatever country, Senegal, Gambia. Some of these people, some of them, they are not even, their marriages are broken. Um, always fight, problems, quarry. Um, some of them are just working up, and they are working 24 hours. Their children are more, when you grow your children in these foreign countries, like, you don't really teach them their culture also. So they are kind of disconnected, they are kind of lost, because you are African and you try to raise them the way that you want them to grow with those morals, but they are also different in a sense, because now they are in America, they're in a foreign land, so they are also taking the culture here. So, man, I don't know if it's a win or a loss, but for me it's a big loss. And I want to just say, true education for me is to learn how to live without the help of anybody, right? We all have to create our own garden of Eden. Remember, when God made us, we're in the garden of Eden, where we had fruit to eat, where we have our land, where we have, we can eat anything, we can control, we can do poultry farming, fishing, like, we enjoy things. But now it's like all this stuff, we have to pay for it, we have to pay for basic things. That's not the way of living, man. That's not the way of living. Che, to just work 24 hours, not even 24 hours, to just work every day, you just see your life vanishing, and you it's just hard to start anything. It's crazy.